Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and today I want to talk about the King K rule buffs that we just got for version 8.0. And if you hear any controller noises in the background, it's just because I'm also recording gameplay just so I have that for the background of this. It probably won't be synced up, but just in case you're wondering. And also, if you're watching this to get information on what all the buffs do and every intricate detail of the buffs and everything, that's not what this video is for. I wanted to make this because, and I just wanted to let people know just that way they know to click off if that's what they were looking for. I wanted to make this because I know I'm going to get asked a lot on my opinions on the buffs and what I think this does for the character and everything because I've mained K. Rool for so long. I personally think that out of all the buffs that he got, I think that the crown armor is a big one. I think having more heavy armor on the crown throw is huge, because one thing that made crown not as reliable is that if someone's throwing a lot of projectiles at you, you can't fully rely on crown to get through it. And now people are going to have to actually look out for how they're pushing K. Rool away when they zone them. So it's actually a pretty big deal that they changed that. But one of the buffs in particular that I've seen people talk about that I actually don't think is that huge of a deal is the belly armor increase. I don't think that's going to change much. And I would like to say, getting any buff is great, so it's not like I'm complaining about the buffs. I just feel that some of these buffs aren't going to be a huge game changer. And that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this, because I think in general, K. Rool, I don't know. I feel like he's pretty much going to stay the same. However, I honestly do think that the crown armor change will make certain matchups more doable. Because being able to get through a flurry of zoning tools being thrown at you is going to be a big deal. Because crown won't get stopped. So having the armor to be like, okay, they're zoning me, I'm going to throw this, I armor through the hit, get the crown out there, and now I can do something after? That's a pretty big deal. And it's not as cut and dry as that because, you know, if the opponent knows it's happening, they can punish you because crown's not exactly the fastest projectile, but it's the fact that you now have a new option. Being able to armor through some of these projectiles is a brand new option now, because a lot of the times you would try to armor through stuff and you just couldn't because it wasn't high enough for the threshold that the heavy armor had. So I think that's the biggest buff that he got, to be honest. I think dash attack changing is good. I've already seen a Twitter clip of a true combo apparently on Nair to dash attack that can kill at certain percents, but who knows if DI is involved or anything. It was a training room thing, so who knows, but I did see that clip. And I think Upsmash being stronger is interesting. I don't know why out of all moves they decided to make that one stronger. It was already a really good move, so again, not complaining, just really interesting that they changed that. And it's interesting too because of the fact that down throw Upsmash was a mix-up that we already went for. So now it's interesting to think that we can get those stocks even earlier, depending on when we go for that mix-up. And in general, I mean, the move is good besides the end lag, so in general, I mean, it's a good buff. It's just really interesting that they decided to do that. But I would say overall, I don't think this is going to make K. Rool go way up in the tier list or anything. I do, however, think that the crown change will make some matchups more doable. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure someone will end up making something that'll kind of either go over all the things that he can armor through or just a more clear picture just after playing him for a while of, okay, I can go through this, I can go through that. And I think it is going to make some matchups a lot more doable because of that. Well, maybe I shouldn't say a lot more doable, but it'll feel like you actually stand more of a chance and have an option. You'll have a new option pretty much. Because I really did feel like the heavy armor that he had on crown throw was almost useless. I shouldn't say almost useless because someone's going to say there's no way that it was useless, but the percentage was very low for the heavy armor before. So there wasn't too many things that you could heavy armor through with using crown. So to me, it feels like almost a new option depending on the matchups that you're in. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts on the buffs. I'm glad he got them. I just don't think it's going to make a lot of very significant changes in terms of the tier list or anything. But I think it'll make some things more doable, like I said, with the crown heavy armor and the mix-ups with down throw, potentially killing even earlier. And apparently back throw kills earlier now too, which that's obviously a good bonus. But I do think that belly armor is going to be something that's overhyped. I don't think them changing belly armor by how much it seems like they changed it, because as of right now, I'm not sure on what the percent is. I know before it was 28 point something, and I experimented on a fully charged Ganon Upsmash, which does 37, and my belly broke, so it's somewhere in between there. So you'll be able to handle a little bit more chip damage, and if Ganon does like a wild, random, not fully charged Upsmash, you should be able to handle it, I'm assuming. So stuff like that, I mean, it's a bonus, but I don't think it's a game changer. I think it'll be nice to be able to abuse belly armor a little bit more than we were before, because I feel like most K rules do know the limits of like, okay, I've been using belly armor a lot, let me reel back. So to be able to use it a little bit more, even if it's just a tiny bit, I mean, it is good. It's just I don't think it's that much of a change to where it's like we're going to be belly armoring through everything. I mean, the move is still the same. It can just handle a little bit more. But like I said, any buff is good. So I'm glad he got buffed, and it'll be fun for when I duo main him, or most likely duo main him with Min Min after I get more used to playing Min Min. But in case if anyone's wondering, I still don't plan on playing K. Rool for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean at least a month or two. So I'm not really going to be diving into these buffs and experimenting or anything. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on the buffs, because I know that people are probably curious. So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below and what you think about all this. If you enjoyed this and want to support my content, feel free to subscribe. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.